Hi, Shana Tova to everyone here in the sanctuary and on Zoom. My name is Betty Needleman, and I imagine that most of you know me since our family has been members here at TVOBT for 36 years. A few weeks ago, Rabbi Stern called and asked me if I would consider giving the speech this year for Israel bonds. My first thought was disappointment, because I've enjoyed hearing what Ed Leibowitz had to say each year. It always enlightened me and inspired me to consider purchasing State of Israel bonds. My second thought was that I was just recovering from my first time with COVID and was still experiencing a bit of COVID brain fog. How could I successfully pull this off? My third thought was, why me? Rabbi suggested I sleep on it, so I did. And then I thought, why not me? Rabbi knows that my family and I are passionate about Israel. My purpose is not to discuss the upcoming elections here in the United States. I am not going to talk about the current government in Israel. I am not going to talk about the woke left and what is happening on college campuses. Don't even get me started on that topic. I have witnessed some pro-Palestinian rallies in New York City, and they are not pretty. I am not going to share my thoughts on whether or not I support a two-state solution, and I won't even talk about the exploding pagers and walkie-talkies that Israel may or may not have had a hand in. But today, I will discuss a bit about October 7th and its impact on me. Those who already know me know that both of my parents were Holocaust survivors. My parents did not want to cause my brother and me to have nightmares, but every now and then they would share a story about the pogroms that they witnessed in Poland. My mother is gone 8 years now, and I can still hear her voice with her accent saying the word pogrom. I can't imitate it. Those pogroms were especially harsh during the high holidays. Foolishly, I was naive enough to think that those days were over and would never be allowed to occur again. We can all agree that sadly, anti-Semitism is alive and well, and dare I say, it is thriving. October 7th happened, and it was absolutely a pogrom, the worst pogrom since the Shoah. Young people who were enjoying a music festival were brutally murdered, raped, taken hostage. Families in their homes, many asleep in their beds, were forced into safe rooms, forced out by fire, murdered, taken hostage. My parents would have been horrified, just horrified. I visited Israel for the first time when I was 19 years old, as I was a college student. My friend and I volunteered on a kibbutz for a whole month. That kibbutz, Kfar Menachem, still exists today. As the sun was rising each morning and before the heat of the day set in, the volunteers were taken in a wagon out to weed the cotton fields. Growing up in Brooklyn, I did not know the difference between the weeds and the teeny tiny cotton plants. I could have destroyed the crop. But fortunately, someone took me under their wing and showed me how to tell the difference. Never in my wildest dreams did I think that terrorists could invade the kibbutz, kill many people, and take others hostage in Gaza. Honestly, I felt very safe. But that is what happened on October 7th, and much of the world does not even seem to care. When the events of October 7th first occurred, Mark and I watched CNN and followed the horrific story that was unfolding in Israel. We went to the big rally in November in Washington, D.C. Despite the media underplaying it, that rally was amazing. Mark and I went to a vigil in Central Park. We attended a rally outside the UN. Honestly, I don't know where Hirsch Goldberg Pollen's mother got her strength and spoke at those rallies. I can't even, I see her picture and I cry. She's incredible. Honestly, I don't know how she did it. We went to the Israel Day Parade in New York City. We signed petitions, lots of petitions in support of Israel, and we continue to sign them. We went to the Nova exhibit in New York City. Mark and I frequently walk into Makwas Park on Sunday mornings with the local chapter of Run for Their Lives, which is an international group whose purpose is to keep the hostages front and center and in our hearts. If anyone is interested in walking on Sunday mornings, see us for more information. Run for Their Lives is not a political group. We go to lectures both in person and online and listen to numerous podcasts and Zoom sessions about Israel. Mark asks me, another Zoom session? But then he pulls up a chair and he sits to listen with me. Most recently, we attended the program that Jewish Federation of Metro West hosted this past Monday, October 7th. Here we are, more than 1 year later, approximately 100 hostages are still not home, and Israel is at war on many fronts. Sadly, many soldiers have lost their lives protecting Israel this year. This really has been a challenging year for the Jewish people, and sadly, it is not over yet. Mark and I donated to Zaka, Magen David, and other charitable organizations in support of Israel. We also purchased State of Israel bonds. Our grandson recently turned 4 years old. He's adorable with his curly dark blonde hair. I'm biased, so he also has an adorable 6-year-old sister, and they have toys all over the house, and they have riding toys all over the garage. Dylan doesn't need more toys, but Israel needs our money now, and 4-year-old Dylan does not, at least not now. His needs and wants are all met. So we bought a State of Israel bond for Dylan's 4th birthday. He'll get the money with interest in 5 years. Our son Noah and his wife Lisa will probably reinvest it at that time for another 5 years. Our son Michael and his wife Emily just celebrated their 1st anniversary. Instead of giving them a check or some other gift, we also bought them an Israel bond. Mark and I have been to Israel, our sons have been to Israel, their wives have been to Israel, our Machatanim have been to Israel, and all the siblings have been to Israel. We are Jewish American Zionists who are proud of Israel. It is an incredible little startup nation. We support Israel in any way that we can. I have never taken Israel for granted, and neither should you. While Israel has been there my entire life, it was not there during my parents' entire lives. It is my hope and dream that Israel will be there not just for generations to come, but forever. And so I hope that I can inspire you to purchase State of Israel bonds, just as Ed Leibowitz inspired us for many years. Purchasing the State of Israel bond shows commitment to Israel and a show of your solidarity with the people of Israel. You can fact check me on this, but approximately half of the world's Jews live in Israel. Your purchase of State of Israel bonds is a way of making an investment in Israel's future. Today, I ask you to consider investing in Israel for the birth of a new baby, upcoming bar bat mitzvah celebrations, anniversaries, graduations, maybe a special birthday, or just because. The rates are competitive, and Israel has always made good on their bonds. Israel needs our support. Israel Bonds has a user-friendly website that was just improved and updated, and a toll-free line with very helpful staff to assist when needed. You can purchase a bond for as low as $36, and now there is additionally a $107 campaign for life. To all those who are fasting, I wish you an easy fast. May we all be sealed in the book of life. Our family wishes you and your loved ones a sweet, joyful, healthy, and better new year in 5785. We hope and pray for peace in Israel and a safe return of all the hostages and soldiers. Am Yisrael Chai.